into 102. The number of households that were supported, we had planned to support 599,600 households, but we ended up supporting 6,333, and that translates in 101%. And the story continues. Fellow leaders, NUSAF contributions to livelihoods and improvement. Household income and assets. Let me give you a synopsis of what was achieved. NUSAF 3 impact evaluation report of May 2021 indicated that 42.7% increase in average monthly income of the beneficiary households from 143 to 270 at the baseline survey that we did in 2017. Honorable members, I want to talk about household food security and consumption. The project evaluation report further indicates that 41% of the investments were used to boost production in agriculture, improve food security in the beneficiary households, and generate subsistence surplus to earn a living or an income. Consequently, the number of beneficiaries eating 3 meals per day of those beneficiary households increased from 7.6% to 23%, and those consuming 1 meal a day fell down from 32.5% to 10.3%. Let me talk about household savings. NUSAF 3 provided US dollars 4.5 million as village revolving fund to 1,466 saving groups in 31 districts and enabled the members access cheap investment capital to boost their business. In addition, the 12,693 beneficiary groups were supported to promote mandatory savings from 346 billion 682 382.6 that was dispersed to them and realized up to 60 Uganda shillings 60.4 billion. That is 17%. Accumulated in savings and interest earned over 5 years. This demonstrates potential of the communities to locally generate significant investment capital from the savings. Women and youth empowerment. The project prioritized women and youth and supported up to 1,770 females and 933,783 youths, making 58 and 33 of the 2,995,500 planned beneficiaries respectively. This affirmative action boosted the confidence and self-esteem of many women, allowing them hold leadership positions and participate in decision-making in their communities and households. Let me give you a summary of NUSAF 3 funding region by region. Actually, sub-region. NUSAF 3 supported 2,239 groups with a funding of 54 billion 422 million 876,057. Bukedi 983 groups were supported with 25,342,659,000. Bunyoro 750 groups were supported, and the funding was 20,403,635,574. Ericon 1,171 groups were supported with a funding of 29,653,000. Karamoja 2,753 groups were supported with a funding of 92,556,000,000. Teso sub-region. Teso sub-region was received a funding of 35,736,000,000, and 1,355 groups were supported. West Nile 1,779 groups were supported with 45,882,000,000. This totals to 346,682,382,006. I wanted to give you a summary of NUSAF funding to Acholi sub-region. Agago received 7,346,139,000, and this support went to 11,000 households, 929. Amuru received 6,582,657,248, and the households that were supported are 10,117. Guru received 10,170,552,362, and this support went to 16,632 households. Chitigum received 7,381,033,000, and 12,362 groups, mean households, were supported. Lamu received 5,804,943,130,000, and the groups that were supported are 9,078. Moya received 5,552,162,000, and 938 households were supported. Omoro received 5,360,214,000, and 8,214 groups were supported. Padel received 6,225,207 and 3 shillings, and 9,841 groups were supported. A total of 54,422,876,053 shillings, translating into 87,556 households were supported. I want to now inform you that following these achievements, Cabinet in January 2022 authorized the Office of the Prime Minister and the Ministry of Finance to design the NUSAF 4 in order to consolidate the achievements of NUSAF 3 and expand the focus and beneficiaries. In addition to the 600 billion under NUDIP, NUSAF 4 with support from a World Bank loan of 250 million US dollars and a grant of US dollars 40 million, totaling to 290 million US dollars. This translates into 1 trillion and 73 million will be spent over the 5 years. To me, this is a very big achievement. I want you to note that the project objective is to support 667,000 households. That is 3.1 million beneficiaries, and this will create 21,000 self-employed enterprises and jobs. In this regard, the project will target the poor population in subsistence economy to move into the money economy, and will support 4,064 parishes, complementing the parish development model. The project is set to commence next financial year. Honorable ministers and all of you fellow leaders in northern Uganda, I want you to note the development response to displacement impact project. That is Dr. Deep. It is commonly known as Dr. Deep. Dr. Deep is a 5-year project implemented by the Office of the Prime Minister and is financed with a loan from World Bank that provides development and direct income support to the poor and vulnerable within refugee hosting districts in Uganda. It aims to improve access to basic social services, that is health, education, water and sanitation, expand economic opportunities and enhance environmental management for refugee host districts and communities and settlements. Dr. Deep is currently being implemented in 15 refugee hosting districts of Ramo in Acholi sub-region, Arua, Koboko, Yumbe, Moyo, Abongi, Madio, Koro, and Terego in the West Nile sub-region. Hoima, Chikube, Kiriandongo in the Munyoro sub-region, Isinjiro, Chegegwa, Kamwenge in the south-western sub-region. In Acholi sub-region, Ramo district is the sole beneficiary of Dr. Deep project and has the following achievements. 58 construction of teachers' houses is done. 70 classrooms have been constructed. 29 water tanks have been completed. 7 dormitories for both boys and girls. Solar systems are 7, laboratory are 7, and the library is 1. Boreholes are 4. They have also constructed an OPD and maternity wards. Those are 12, and staff houses are 14, and the number of roads have been rehabilitated. Additionally, 132 community interest groups have been supported with grants worth 2.5 billion Uganda shillings. 207 self-help groups have been supported with 4 billion 292 million respectively. We have also supported 142 sub-projects worth 9 billion 168 302 616 shillings for environmental restoration and conservation in host communities and settlements. We have supported 37 sub-projects worth 2 billion 652 742 390 shillings to support improved access to renewable and clean energy for lighting and cooking. The number of developmental initiatives for northern Uganda, that is NODIP or DENU, Development Initiative for Northern Uganda, DINU, is a government of Uganda program supported by European Union and supervised by the Office of the Prime Minister. The DINU overall goal is to consolidate stability in Northern Uganda by eradicating poverty and undernutrition and strengthen the foundations for sustainable and inclusive socio-economic development. DINU is a multi-sectoral integrated program covering interventions in 3 interlinked sectors and objectives. Allow me to delegate the Minister for Northern Uganda to start from where I've ended so that I can take a glass of water. Thank you so much. The program continues.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand clap to the Right Honorable Prime Minister for such a wonderful, elaborate and in-depth presentation. Once again, a big hand clap for the Right Honorable Prime Minister, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome the Honorable Minister for Northern Uganda to take it up from there.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Prime Minister, and I take the honor to take over from you. I observed all protocol. My name is Kuyuchin Grace. I'm the Minister of State for Northern Uganda. I'm picking from where the Right Honorable Prime Minister was emphasizing the 3 interlinked sectors and objectives. One is on food security, nutrition and livelihood, which focuses on increasing food production and diversity. 2 is infrastructure, transport, logistics, water and energy, which focuses on improving transport infrastructure and trading of commodities in the region. 3 is good governance and public service delivery, with a focus on improving the capacities of local governments to manage core public financial processes and to ensure that improved service delivery at the local level is strengthened. DINU has a total budget of 150.6 million euros, which is a grant, and 17.8 euros are contributions from other implementing partners. The program has been implemented since 2018 and is ending in 2023 in all the 3 categories. The total euros of 83,668,862, equivalent to 63% of the total grant, has been paid out at the various commitment levels. And these are: 1, for GIZ underwater in the areas of Kabong, Kotido, Amudat and Moroto, it was 4 million euros. In areas of mini-grid construction in villages of Lamour, it was 3,700 million in Lamour. For the area of euros, and this is in Gulu City. For rehabilitation of road, agribusiness and good governance in Northern Uganda, it was 25,500 million, and this is in Pader, Lamour, Agago, Omoro, Amudat, Moroto, Abim, Napak, Otuke, Amolatar, Kole, Amuria, Kapelebiong, Adjumani, Moyo, Yumbe, and Zombo. In the area of improving nutrition and strengthening governance, it was 5 million euros, and this is Abim, Amudat, Kabong, Moroto, Napak, Omoro, Pader, Kole, Otuke. Adjumani, Koboko, Nebi, Moyo, Yumbe, and Zombo. There are also other contributions which were implemented by CARE Denmark. This is for inclusive market-based development for smallholder farmers to the tune of 6,455,641 euros. Caritas also had a program for improving livelihood through increased production, and this was in Agago, Omoro, Amuru, Pakwach, Nebi, and Zombo. IITA had a program in building resilience to enhance food and nutrition security in Otuke, Amolatar, Apach, Kwania, Dokolo, Amuria, Kapelebio, which were given to the partners who have implemented programs in the respective areas in our region. I want to solve all our problems. Poverty still stands, and many social services required by the people are still inadequate. And that is the reason, for example, the Prime Minister has already talked about NUSA 4 coming to support and to enhance the development of northern Uganda. I also want to emphasize that these programs coming is not duplication of what government is doing. These programs are affirmative action programs for the North, and they are meant to complement, to add, in order to reduce the gap which is there. Because sometimes that is what I have heard people talk, that there is duplication. No, there is no duplication. Rather, there are still many glaring gaps that should be supported. I want to appreciate Northern Uganda for enhancing peace and for really understanding that peace is the foundation for development. And every time I come to Uganda, I'm encouraged by the slogan I hear that people are fed up of instability and people need to develop. And so I hear many people say, the gun has gone quiet, but now we need to develop. From the battlefield to the green field. And we have had good examples of some people who are really in for development and are greening the region. We have just been to Omoro this morning, where the president saw a farmer, and he's also seeing many farmers who are doing well. But my caution is, as NUSA 4 comes, as Northern Uganda Development Program comes, let us do it better than what we have been doing. We know our challenges, we know the bad and the good of the programs that come to the Northern Uganda, we know of the mishap and the successes. My appeal is that let us this time involve ourselves to greater depth, and let us work with these programs and do them better. Some outstanding areas where we need to focus, and this is subject to discussion because we have not discussed the details of NUSA 4 yet. We are in the procedures, in the discussions with the World Bank. World Bank has now come for the 4th mission, and we think that we are progressing well, but we need to come soon to the district leaders to discuss what do we include. How can we make NUSA better? How can we make any program in Northern Uganda better? One of the areas that we need to emphasize is better planning. I know our area of Northern Uganda focuses more on food than wealth creation. But the teaching of the government, the teaching of His Excellency the President is how can we become wealthy? How can we create wealth? We have food through our little subsistence, but we cannot make money through this. We have to do better. Secondly, the government is also emphasizing industrialization. That's why my sister Honorable and it is there. The next question we ask and put into action is how can we industrialize northern Uganda? What are the requirements? What can we do? If you go south, we look at many of those industries, cottage or big, they are not for government, they are for private people. And when I look at northern Uganda, where are we, the private sector? Who can take up industrialization? Who can take up large-scale production so that we can also have industries which can create employment? The next area of critical analysis is the poverty itself. And every time statistics are given, we say the poverty has increased. Where is poverty coming from? Is it coming from how we do things? Or are we recruiting more poverty every year? I'm talking about recruiting poverty because we have the youth